Hey cuties, it's your girl Tana Too Cute. And listen, we are about to talk about Sister Season 7, Episode 4. Y'all, we needs to get into it. What did they title this episode? Oh yeah, they titled this episode Death Becomes Them. Now, did they have to name that entire episode Death Becomes Them just because partner Leland he done tapped out on us? Let's talk about it, y'all.
I feel good.
Wait a minute. Who
I knew that I would know. Wow.
So the episode started out with, of course, they are rolling partner Leland out of the office because he suffered from a massive heart attack. So that conversation with Andy took him on out of here. Come to find out, he was a managing partner. So with him, being no longer in the picture, rather, someone's going to have to fill his shoes in managing the firm. So your girl, Andy, thinks she is the right fit for this role. So, her and Fatima basically, chit-chatting it up, saying that if they play their cards right, then that position will go to Andy. Do y'all think Andy is ready to manage the firm or not? So then it kind of rolls over to Hayden. He gives Gary a call to let Gary know, hey, I've had a change of heart. I'm ready to help you, get out of this whole situation with the FBI. Only because partner Leland, he out of here. And he was the one that was really leading the whole investigation to bring Gary down. So Hayden, just positioned to Gary, you help me take Andy down and I'll help you get out of the situation. So they agreed, and we'll see how that's going to unfold. But I think this is going to backfire on Hayden because, as we saw in the premiere, the preview, Fatima is not going to let up on Hayden. So yeah, Hayden, watch your back. Gary, Penelope on your A. So then we kind of move on to Danny and Zach. So Zach come and visit Danny at the airport. Hey, I kind of had a flashback and a theory when I saw this scene. Like, okay, now y'all showing Zach in the airport. Does this mean he might be getting his job back at the airport due to all the shenanigans that's going on with Gary investigation? But anywho, we'll come back to that. But Zach went to Danny because he needed her advice. One thing about Danny, she may give good advice, but she don't take her own advice, if you know what I mean. So he really wanted to know if he should ask Karen for a DNA test. So yeah, Danny had to go all around the mulberry bush to give him the straight answer. But she did have to lead with, you want to go to Karen. She's pregnant, she's single, she's having financial difficulty, trying to rebuild her shop. She got a baby on the way, and you want to ask her for a DNA test. It was kind of misleading, but at the end of the day, she did say, before you start opening up a trust and, investing and loving a child, that you don't know is yours, yes, you go ahead and get a DNA test. Karen is her girl, but she got to keep it real at the end of the day. Now, this may blow up in Danny's face once Karen get word that Danny did give Zach that advice. But Zach, you should have known this anyway. I mean, guy, 1 + 1 is 2. You know you don't need to do all that. And on top of that, you need to be doing the same thing. Do another DNA test on baby Michael. Where is baby? Oh, he at the foster. But anywho, so he took her advice and he's going to show up at Karen's shop. And then they had a scene, which wasn't a real big highlight for me, with Sabrina and Paige at the branch. And of course, it's like a competition. They both are, really good at what they do. And Paige is just want to be the top banker, the top leader in that location. So she's looking for any missteps or gaps that Sabrina may not be doing, and she's bringing it to her attention. And Sabrina's basically brushing it off her shoulder, like, "Hey, if I didn't do it, you should have stepped in and you should have did it." But they did get a visit from their manager because there's going to be an open position for a branch manager. And she would love for both of them to apply for it. And of course, Paige stepped up and said she would be interested. And Sabrina said she's going to be interested as well. My point here is I believe Sabrina may end up getting the branch manager position, and that's going to be her opportunity to slide Maurice on back into the bank. But I don't know if that's going to be a wise decision, but that's just me speculating, y'all. But hey, it's not far fetched. So Jordan, he visit Andy at the office to come in and check on her. Of course, she sounded, really distraught when she spoke with him over the phone. So he came to the office to check on her. She was a little reserved in, hugging him and giving him some sugar because Mr. Leland, he went in on her right before he had a massive heart attack. So she was trying to be a little tippy-toeish around how she carried herself, her character. But so he gave her some motivational words, some encouragement, and took her out for lunch. On their way out for lunch, Hayden, he's still on the phone with Gary. They still plotting and planning. And Hayden's so petty, he gonna say, "Oh, that's so cute. The Obama couple is going to lunch." And Gary, of course, that was going to rub Gary the wrong way anyway. So he's thinking that Andy got something to do with, you know, this whole investigation to bring him down. So once again, they Hayden wants Gary to help him get that position as managing partner, while Hayden helps Gary bring down Andy. So while they're on the phone, Penelope walks in on Gary and surprises him with, "Okay, like, who are you talking about, Gary?" And he looks shocked. So Hayden get a visit from Fatima. She noticed that he had been on the phone, and she already knew that he had been talking to Gary, and just really went in there to let him know that she was on to him, and that if he's trying to be slick, she gonna bring him down. So she had a few choice words for him.
Hated my family doesn't make threats. We make funeral arrangements. Okay?
And hey, Hayden took it serious. He was looking really, really kind of spooked, because Fatima, when she says she gonna do something, she gonna do it. So she put him on notice, and he had to reach back out to his boy Gary so that Gary can help him kind of handle Fatima as well. But I don't think that's gonna work either. So they might as well kind of step back off Fatima. I don't think they're gonna be able to handle her, especially with Madam behind her. So Sabrina and Maurice, they are on a lunch date, and I suppose Sabrina just wanted to get some advice from Maurice, or share or catch him up on everything that's going on with her, from the job, the branch manager position, and her and Rich. So she was basically sharing with him that, Rich is, pretty a pretty good guy, but there is one thing about him, is that he didn't want to have kids. Maurice was like, "Okay, what's the problem? Like, what's the problem?" And Sabrina was just basically saying, she was, born into this world to be a mother. So, on to the next scene, we had Penelope and Gary. So, Penelope, of course, she caught Gary, in the conversation with Hayden, talking about they're going to bring her down. And she played it really, really calm and cool because she was at the office on a mission. She really wanted to get in that office to find something on Gary to keep him away from her baby. So she's playing this nice, the nice lady, the nice mother to get the information that she needs to, of course, bring him down or keep him away from the baby. So when she was rambling through his desk, because he took the call with Hayden, he stepped out of the office. When he stepped out, she went through the desk and she found, like, it looks like a passport or a license or some identifying information. And that's when she, gave Andy a call to share with her that Gary is basically living a double life. Where is all this coming from? Is Gary actually Gary? Or is he somebody else, y'all? What do y'all think? This is just getting out of hand. Now, Tyler Perry got us all over the place. Well, now, the new writers, is it really Tyler Perry or the new writers? They got us all over the place. Now we don't know if this Gary or Lou or not. And the last highlight for this episode was with Zach going to the shop and actually just busting in, getting straight to the point, found Karen and asked her he wanted to have a DNA test. And she, didn't know what to say in that moment, but we don't know what's going to transpire in next week's episode 5. So overall, I'll rate this episode. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Not too much, really going on, but it still kept me engaged and wanting to know more. So y'all like up the video, hit subscribe, and look, y'all have a good day on purpose. Bye.